Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day today. This video is going to be a little bit different than any other content that I've done before. The tone is going to be a little bit more serious, and that is just so people understand where I'm at and understand that this is going to be a boundary that I'm putting in place. And I'm going to explain a little bit as to why that is. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because, to be honest, me going into detail about every little bit is not going to do anything but potentially cause further issues for other people. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm also not here to create drama or anything like that based off of my opinion. Please remember, this video is my experience and my opinion and where I'm at now and kind of where I've been at for the past 2 weeks or so. I have filmed this video a number of times. I had first filmed this video Friday after my weekly wrap up. A few hours after that, I had sat down and filmed it. And then shortly after that, I kind of inadvertently got mentioned and involved in some of the stuff going on with Katie and the anti-Katie community. So I felt it was in my best interest to share what I had with you guys and give you guys my involvement, which was none in all of this. Since then, it happens. I've been bombarded with quite a bit of negativity, and I'm not trying to say that for people to feel bad. It's just why I'm to the point where I cannot film any other content until I close this out. And I know that this is likely to cause people to dislike me more and to send more negativity my way, and that's fine. But knowing that I have spoken my piece and I have stated I am moving on, hopefully I'm not going to let whatever is sent to me bother me from here on out. It's not really gotten to me to a point where I'm upset or anything. I don't laugh about it. It's just like one of those things, like, you took the time out of your day to write that. Okay. Clearly you feel strongly about it, but it is what it is. That's part of being a content creator, and I'm not going to dwell on that. But because of all of that compounded with my feelings before, it has made it almost impossible for me this week to want to film any other content that I have been planning to film, because I feel it's necessary that I talk about this boundary and I talk about this being my closure and me moving on. I understand, and I want to preface before I get into too much, is I understand a lot of my subscribers and followers have come from my coverage of Katie, whether it was critical, some of it was petty, I'm not gonna lie, but I understand that a lot of my subscribers and supporters came from that, and I appreciate you guys. And if you're one of those people and you no longer want to be a part of my community because I'm not going to be covering her anymore, I understand that. I'm also no longer going to be even giving my slightest input on the infighting that has happened within the anti-KJ community. I have always remained relatively neutral because I have seen almost everyone who has been involved in infighting participating to some degree. Whether it has been inadvertently or inadvertently, I have seen a lot of behaviors from everyone involved that contributes to it. Whether they want to admit it or not, that is my opinion, that is my perception. Over the last couple of weeks, some of the creators who do talk about Without a Crystal Ball often have been engaging in some behavior that I really, really do not understand. And to be honest, I'm not that it matters to many. I'm disappointed in a few. And again, I'm not going to name names because it does nothing but stir up further drama. I'm also not going to let speculation occur in my comment section. So if you're trying to speculate, your comment's going to get deleted. I am not going to contribute or be a part of whatever is going on with the other creators. I have tried to make my points clear when talking about the infighting and how I thought everybody kind of contributed. And no, I didn't go into detail because the details, in my opinion, don't matter. And me remaining neutral has done nothing but damage my reputation to a degree, And, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that because it's where I stand at the end of the day. But it's to a point now where I am absolutely appalled by so many. Not everybody, but I'm appalled by a lot of people's behavior. And I no longer really want to be associated with people. That's not because they're not good people. It's because my content is not going to be going in the same direction that their content. And again, a lot of the behavior that I see, I don't want to be associated with. If you want to get mad at me in the comments for that, please do. Take it out on me because it's my opinion. It's where I stand. And I don't want to talk about Katie. I've made this clear multiple times that I wanted to be a part of. I did not want to be a part of criticizing her anymore, that I've made a departure announcement a few times since like November of not wanting to be involved with the community that has built around being called anti-KJ, because I never felt that I was anti-KJ. I was calling her out on her poor behavior. I always was pretty surface level with her behavior and her antics. I never dug deep. And I understand some of you guys, some viewers, some subscribers really like the channels that do dive deep and talk about it often. I never engaged in that. I can't be all consumed by one person. And I've been saying it for months. Other creators have said it for months. She has a pattern. It does no good at this point. Clearly, some of us who have made content hoping she'd hear us out to almost improve in some kind of way, she doesn't want to hear it. And that's totally fine. That is within her right to do. And it, in return, is going to cause people to continue to call her out. And if someone wants to continue that content, good on them. That's just something I am not interested in. I don't want to engage in. Also, with everything that has come to light in the past week, I am kind of surprised that a lot of people are taking out the human aspect. And in no way am I defending Katie at all in this. And even if I was, it wouldn't matter. But we have gotten a lot of information, a lot of screenshots to show that she's kind of been terrorized. And if you cannot understand that and humanize her just for that sole fact, that's problematic, and I think you might want to step back. I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but if you are all consumed that you cannot understand that some of the things that has been happening to her is deplorable, to use one of her words, to me says that you really are someone who may be blinded by your total disdain for her. And you may need to take a break to reset. Does that mean that you're going to start liking her or that you're not going to have issues with her? No, but you can at least humanize her. It's so shocking to see how everything is all over the board, and it's beyond a degree that I want to be involved with. And I know people are probably always going to associate me with her because I am going to keep my content that I've done up, but from this day forward, I am not ever going to sit down and make another video related to, without a crystal ball, Katie Joy, or the community around her, or the creators who discuss her. The last time I am going to be willing to answer any questions, in case anyone has any, is going to be in my live stream that I do tomorrow, where I do my weekly wrap up. I know I'm a day behind on everything, but this past week has been exhausting. And I'm sure if I'm feeling exhausted and I've not been following it to every, T and I, then other people probably feel exhausted by it too. And it's been a lot of information. It's been a lot of information overload. It's been a lot of I'm right, everyone else is wrong on a multitude of creators and people involved. And if people feel vindicated because your assumption was right, then I'm glad that you feel better about whatever has happened. That goes to Katie and some channels. I understand where it was probably frustrating for a lot of people who were questionative, and some of us were a little bit more hesitant. Now, because we were hesitant, we're kind of being labeled really awful terms all across the board. And I felt that I explained myself and how I felt about some of the content that was made that kind of spearheaded some of this. I felt I was pretty clear in my opinion and how I felt. And I understand where people have described it differently from their perspective. And I appreciated that because I can view where they were coming from. And at no point did I ever feel or intend to make any creator feel I didn't like them because I wasn't supporting them anymore in their comment sections. And I have apologized to several creators if that had affected them or if it had affected them in a negative way by any means. If those creators decide to not accept that apology, that's fine. This happened weeks ago. You know, I acknowledge where I maybe had contributed to some of the infighting unintentionally, and really it didn't involve any creator, some of the content that was being alluded to being a part of the problem. However, again, I can see where some of my content maybe had felt that way. And so I reached out to them and I apologized. And, you know, it's on them if they want to accept it. And if they don't, you know, I did my part and I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm really not. We're adults, we're human, we can be in the same YouTube space. There are millions of creators, and if you are being lumped in with creators that you're not agreeing with their behavior or their content style, you can choose to not associate with them. And like I said, because I know my words will likely get twisted, I am not trying to make it seem like I'm talking about any one creator here, because I know oftentimes when I talk about things in a general sense, people get mad about it. And the reality of why I talk about it in a general sense is A, it fits several different people, and B, I'm not going to contribute to a lot of the infighting by me stating specific people, because this is my exit video. This is my closure of being a part of the anti-KJ community, of criticizing Katie, of making content on Katie. Even if she does something absolutely disgusting and beyond words, I'm not going to cover it. There are plenty of other channels that I'm sure you guys are subscribed to that will. And I'm not going to lie and say I'm probably not going to watch the content, but I am no longer going to contribute to it in any way at all. This has nothing to do with me being told to do this. This has nothing to do with anything other than I am over it. I am over the negativity. I'm over the toxicity. I'm over all of it. And again, that doesn't reflect on everyone, but it does reflect on a large number of people. I'm in a position where I'm at a loss. No matter what I do, no matter what I say about this community, about Katie, people are going to question it. And that's good. That means you're critical thinking, and I'm not upset about that. I have no right to be upset about that. But I did feel it was important because this has been a large portion of where my subscribers have come from. Also with everything going on recently within channels and within the receipts and everything coming out, that people may expect me to continue to cover this, and I'm not going to. I'm simply not going to. So if you have any questions that you absolutely want me to answer related to whether it was my screenshots or anything like that related to Katie or the community, then you can try to be present for my live stream tomorrow. And if you're unable to, you can leave any questions in the comments. And if I have a chance, I will pull comments that have questions in them for the live stream in case they don't get brought up. I've kind of been MIA from my channel this week, and a lot of it is because this has been weighing on me. And every day it seems to get worse and worse. And every day, I get more and more hurtful comments, mean comments from all sides. And And by all sides, I mean from Katie, not from Katie herself, but from people who support Katie, from people who are in the community, for people who support one creator over other creators. I've had a lot of it. It's all been kind of tossed at me, and I've just been taking it and deleting what needs to be deleted. And trust me, if you guys saw some of the stuff that I was deleting, I think people would be shocked. I'm not going to dwell on it, and I feel for myself moving forward, me putting out a closure video, even though I know it's likely to get a similar message, I won't feel as obligated to respond to some of those comments. And the reality is I used to be really engaging with my comment sections, but for the past 3 weeks to a month, I haven't been. And that's just because it's become so bad that I'm going through reading and hearting all the comments just so people understand that I read their comment. And then I'm also having to sift through. I mean, that is part of being a creator. Please don't take that as I'm, trying to pour empathy or sympathy. I'm just trying to allow you guys to understand why I have built up to the point that I have. And that's just where I'm at. And I hope you guys understand. That's all I can do, is hope that people will at least understand where I'm coming from. And if not, and they don't want to be here anymore because I'm not going to continue to engage in everything, I understand that. And that, again, that's part of having a community. I have been kind of shifting my content over the last couple of weeks, and I continue to do so. I'm still going to do commentary and some other videos that people have suggested, but this is just not going to be an area where I commentate anymore. It's just way too negative. It's way too toxic, and I've kind of been out of it for a while. I've been someone who's just kind of watched everything happen from the sidelines, and it's really unfortunate. I know I hear a lot of people saying, well, if it could get back to what it was, and the reality is that's not going to happen. And people dwelling on that potentially happening, I think that you may have a little bit of false hope. I don't think it's possible at this point, but I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong. If you want to continue to watch that content, by all means. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I'm not going to continue to watch creators. I'm probably going to continue to watch critical videos of Katie. But I personally haven't watched a video of Katie's outside of this week since the last time I covered her that was about one specific topic that ran close to home. And that was the only reason why I did those videos and those live streams, was because it did hit very close to home. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you guys are. If you made it this far, like or dislike the video, subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I wish I could tell you what time the live stream is going to be tomorrow, but I'm not sure. It'll probably be in the afternoon Mountain Time. That's usually when I do it. And again, that's going to be the last time I ever even think about giving my opinion or talking about the situations involving Katie or the communities that surround her. So I hope you guys understand that. But without further ado, I am going to go for the day. I hope everyone has a good weekend and is able to celebrate and have some fun with family or friends or all of the above. But until next time, bye guys.